Testing, testing. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining me on Life and Surround. Today, at long last, it's time to talk about Jethro, Tull, Broadsword, and the Beast, the 40th anniversary monster edition, this book set edition. All right. I absolutely love this series of Jethro Tull book sets. I don't have them all. Some of you probably do. The one I really regret not having is Stand Up. But we digress already. These book sets, very cool value. You get a lot of music, often several choices of multi-channel mix, like if there was an original quad album and then like a new Steven Wilson 5.1 remix. These things are quite a value. This one in particular has 5 CDs and 3 DVDs, plus a book that is informative and entertaining. And these things come in, for me, like in terms of US dollars, generally well below $100, where you're paying way over $100, sometimes like over $300 right now to get like one surround mix that you want. This particular set for multi-channel offers the album mixed in 5.1 by Steven Wilson, associated tracks like bonus extra tracks mixed into 5.1 by Steven Wilson, they being studio cuts, and I guess just offering up enough material. And then a live set called Germany 1982. If I recall correctly, I think the songs may have been culled together from several different shows, but the set list is intact in terms of how it was performed on that leg of the tour, at least. So that's a 4.1 mix. I suppose there may just not have been enough material separated on individual multi-tracks to do a center channel, perhaps. But so let's talk about the mixes, because you know the Steven Wilson multi-channel mixes, I will be perfectly honest, it probably doesn't come as a surprise to many of you, but you know, multi-channel remixing of music that I'm interested in is my main draw for sets like this. I do like some of the other features occasionally, but the multi-channel mixes are the main draw. And Steven Wilson is just a master of 5.1, and he uses it here to just really unlayer this album. You can hear the intricacy between the electric guitars and the many layers of synthesizers, and then the rhythm section just becoming way more discernible. You realize how intricate it is, and just how very well thought out these songs are. So we have some extremely good 5.1 mixes. You tend to have the main parts of the band and Ian Anderson's lead vocal, situated firmly in the front of the room, and then supportive material, guitar overdubs, vocal overdubs, synthesizers of various kinds when they're not like necessarily carrying the tune, tend to populate the surrounds and kind of come and go and pan around a bit. So very cool 5.1 mixing for the album and the associated tracks. And then the 4.1 for the show is certainly, it's less discreet, but the set list is pretty killer. I really recommend picking up this set, not only for the album in 5.1, but also the show in 4.1. It isn't mixed exactly like the album. I don't think that enough layers were there, but generally what you have is the rhythm section and Ian Anderson planted up front, and then you tend to get some separation for some synthesizer parts to your left, and then some separation for the guitars over to the right. So a bit of a triad formation, less adventurous than the album remix, but plenty cool and way more discreet than just the typical live surround treatment where it's just band up front and audience all around you. Way cooler than that. Okay, so let's take a few minutes to talk about the book itself. It's actually what I believe to be one of the major drivers of value for this set. not only have the 8 discs, but you also have some very well thought out and laid out information about the album. You get copious credits in case you're into that sort of thing, a view of the master tape boxes in case you're into that sort of thing, some very, very cool live shots. Like, check out that like Viking warship stage setup. That'd have been cool to see. We have a mysterious figure riding atop Ian Anderson's shoulders. Is that the Jack of the Green? Is that the Green Man, the protector of the forest? It's featured in some of the songs in the live set, and also in bonus tracks, I believe, if not the album. You get these rather humorous biographies of the band members and some of the production staff for the album, and I actually find them entertaining. So I recommend giving them a read. They're somewhat sarcastic and a bit demeaning, and hopefully everybody in the band had a good sense of humor about it. I think you'll enjoy. I think you'll enjoy reading them. Tour memoir, and you get letters home from the band and recollections from the road. So very cool book. You get artwork, like work in progress artwork. Very cool book. So these Jethro Tull sets, I have acquired quite a few of them. I come to Jethro Tull rather late as a kid, having only heard, a couple of classic rock radio staples that didn't grab me too well. So actually my real first chance to really give Jethro Tull a chance was when they started putting out these sets, these expanded sets. And for me, it was exclusively because they were coming with surround remixes. And so it's just a brilliant thing for bands to do, to revitalize their music, to allow it to be heard in a much more enveloping and immersive and like connecting sort of way. You can gain new fans. Like, I've got, some favorite records. Like, I would say I would want On a Desert Island with Me. I really love I know that makes me a little bit weird, and some of the other albums are growing on me too. I like Benefit a lot. I wish I had Stand Up, but at least I have it on LP. But so yeah, I recommend this set. I will leave some links below. I think it is still available for retail. So like I said, just check the description. I recommend the set. It's a great Steven Wilson 5.1 mix of the album. In my opinion, it's a very cool album. I really like the blend of electronics and organic material going on here. And that's not completely unlike Steven Wilson's latest record. So you got a blend of electronics and organic, playing going on here. And it really just works for me. It's kind of like the Grace Under Pressure era for Rush. And, there's plenty to love there. So anyway, these Jethro Tull deluxe sets, do you have them? Do you have them all? Are you missing any? Are you hoping for like reissues? And, something that makes me a little bit skeptical is that, like, they have constantly issued these book sets with lossy DVDs instead of lossless Blu-rays. And I have a feeling that, like, right around the 50th anniversary mark, we're going to get these albums revisited with expanded content. And among the likely additions, would be an Atmos Blu-ray release. There is a precedent for that. Rush have already done it with albums like Moving Pictures and Signals. King Crimson have already done it with albums like In the Court of the Crimson King. And I believe Lark's Tongues in Aspic is coming out soon, an expanded set with, Blu-ray Atmos. And soon to be, Yes are doing it with the Yes album. And I imagine they'll, push further in the catalog, Fragile, Close to the Edge, and all that. So I think we are in the era where we will already have bought either lossy or lossless 5.1 or quad mixes of albums, and then the expanded, the new and improved, up to date deluxe editions are going to come with the album mixed in Atmos, and then particularly if it's released on Blu-ray, it's going to be a draw for a lot of us that really, really, really just go in for that sort of thing. I just got through listening to Steven Wilson's The Harmony Codex for the first time on Blu-ray Atmos, and as I suspected, it drew me in a lot better than the streaming Atmos. So I don't know what to say. Jethro Tull, they're very cool. I'm glad they're in my life. I'm glad that surround enthusiasm caused me to give them a proper chance. I feel for, everyone that's constantly enticed by bands they love to keep buying new versions of the same albums. And if these albums are revisited and a Blu-ray is included in any like further expanded deluxe sets, that could be an opportunity to actually get these existing multi-channel mixes and like the quad that's contained on some of these sets to get it lossless finally instead of in lossy DTS. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, the DTS 5.1, DTS 4.1 of Steven Wilson's work across these sets actually sounds really, really, really great to my ears. I just prefer to never have information discarded to make a musical file smaller. I just want all the info, in case it might sound a bit better. So hopefully that's all fair enough. I want to hear your thoughts on Jethro Tull, these deluxe book sets. Broadsword and the Beast is the current one. And, let us know what your favorite book sets have been, what you would like to see out of Jethro Tull in the future in terms of how they curate their music and particularly, commissioning and releasing multi-channel versions of their records. And I appreciate you watching. If you like what I do, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, leave comments, and share videos, talk about these videos with all your friends. And with that, friends, I'll merely wish all of you life lived in happiness and in surround.